Kenneth.
Hello, this is Maurice Jones, and Ken is also present. We just had a question. Recently, we were dispatched to a medical call in our jurisdiction where there was a adult male who was had a bad reaction to using some drugs, and we went into the home with fire and EMS, and they were triaging the patient. And in the meantime, my partner, Ken, was the primary officer, and I was just the cover officer. But while we were just talking to everyone in the home, we came across some paraphernalia or near the couch where where the victim's girlfriend was sitting in. It's a single family home. The boyfriend of the mom of the patient was also there, and he was the one providing these drugs to the victim. So we noticed that, and so we just wanted to get your opinion on that. Were we lawfully able to use that to confiscate it, to perhaps charge at a later time?
Yeah, I think your entry is obviously covered under the emergency aid exception, and I think a limited search of the area inside the house to help the medics provide the emergency medical services, I think would be a lawful thing to do, a reasonable thing to do. And obviously, if something you discover in that course of action leads to incriminating evidence, then you're lawfully there. If it's in plain view, then it can be seized. But yeah, I think the emergency aid exception covers the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't forget Good Samaritan though. They may be immune.
Yeah,
they might be immune in some states. Yeah.
Some states have statutes that say, in this case, in a situation like that, if someone is called for medical help for that person, or then they're immune from prosecution for anything related to that substance. So yeah.
But you need to get with your prosecutors on that, because that's going to be interpreted in the state law. And so depending on how your state law, if you have a state law that, legislators are trying to encourage people to call 911 in overdose situations. And so we don't want to criminally prosecute people we don't want to have a chilling effect on their calling police when they're overdosing, because we don't want to, they don't want to be charged with it criminally. But just understand that is not going to be applying in situations where an uninvolved party calls, right? So, you got two situations. You got a family member calls in and says, "Hey, I discovered my child." And then you go in and you find out that somebody is supplying the child with these drugs. The Good Samaritan law is probably not going to be applicable in that case for the supplier, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, it just depends on who it is you are finding the information. Who are you finding the evidence? Who is it incriminating? Who called you? Why are you there? That is questions that you have to answer to determine whether or not this Good Samaritan idea prevents you from criminal prosecution.
Okay, thank you guys.